lasagna!
Yay!
One of the family's favorites. So right now what we've done is we've heated up our pan and we've thrown in our ground beef. And so one thing I like to do is just let it sit. Don't stir it or break it up. Let it get a nice crispy kind of layer on it. And then once it gets a crispy layer, then you can stir it. Eli, come up here. Eli, you want to season our beef? So I season it with salt, pepper. Here, bud. Yeah. Oh yeah, bud. Oh yeah, shaky, shaky. Okay, that's good. I'll put some pepper in. Pepper. Shake it. Shake, shake, shake. Shake. Oh yeah, shaky. Yeah, good boy. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, now it's been a bit, so I'm going to stir it. I'm hoping to get a lot of the crispiness. Oh yeah, it's working out good. And the reason I want that crispiness is because it adds flavor. Like, that's where you get all your flavor from your beef. A nice crispy layer. Scrape the bits off the bottom.
Wait for Daddy Lab.
Yeah, wait for Daddy, bud. So all we're doing is we are browning our beef. And then I'm going to be cutting up some vegetables to go in here. Okay, so now let's cut up our vegetables. So I use yellow pepper because it brings a vibrance and a nice color. You can pick green or red or whatever you want. I've always used yellow. It's nice. Hey, no, move your hands out until Daddy's ready, okay? You know the rule. Okay, so when Daddy gets it. No, hands out. Remember? Yeah, I know. You're excited. Life is exciting, Eli, when you're cooking. Daddy's almost done. Okay, those you can pick up, yep.
Good job, Eli.
And this is my little sous chef. He's been about a year in training. It's been great.
So far, he's been following instructions.
Yeah, he's pretty good, yeah. You gotta remind him the dangers of a knife and the dangers of cooking, but he knows it. I want my son to be good at cooking because it's essential in life, and I want him to be able to cook for his wife, because nothing like a man that can't cook.
Yay! Good job, Eli. Agree, Daddy.
And so this is like kind of a mother's recipe slash a bit of an online recipe. Like I've compared a few recipes, and I've kind of come up with this one, which I really like. It's the flavor that it adds.
It's a recipe with a twist.
Yeah. So like the flavor that it adds and stuff, it's just amazing. And I find the biggest trick is like some people use cottage cheese when they instead of ricotta cheese, and I find ricotta cheese is amazing because it doesn't make your lasagna really runny. Like it gets rid of that liquid, and then it makes it so that when you cut your lasagna, it's not just a bunch of liquid in there. So it just makes for an amazing lasagna. Okay, watch out. Daddy's gonna scrape. Watch out. Keep your hands away. Good boy. Okay, so now we're gonna cut up onion. Does it hurt your eyes? Yeah, you learned that too. Little sous chef. Okay, we're gonna stir this beef again. So pretty well what we're gonna do is we're gonna brown this beef, and then we are going to brown it, and then I'm gonna drain it. Drain it all but a tablespoon, and then cook my vegetables in a tablespoon of the fat. Eli, are you bringing that over here? Good boy.
Careful, love. You wait when Daddy's instruction, love. Okay. Okay, come here. Daddy's here.
No.
Yeah. Your daddy's assistant, so.
Yeah, put it up there. Don't dump it in. Yeah. Okay, here, Daddy will help you. Yeah. Okay, lift it up. And we put it aside. We're just gonna put it there. Leave it there.
Leave it there for now.
We don't put it in, not yet. Okay, we just gotta wait.
Okay, come here to Daddy.
Onions over here. He knows not to help with onions. Because they hurt his eyes.
Such a good helper. Daddy's very good helper.
Here we go, slide out! There's only one thing left to cut, bud, and then that would be my garlic. Oh, we can't put it in yet. Gotta wait. So we have drained our beef. We've drained our beef, and I left a tablespoon of oil left. So now we're gonna cook our vegetables in there. Eli, would you like the honors? Come and dump.
No,
It's hot. Okay, Daddy will help you. Come up.
no,
Okay, Daddy will do it.
He will just watch.
Cause he's nervous because he's been close. So we're gonna add our onions and our green pepper, well, our yellow pepper, which I prefer, just because it adds that color that you need. Okay, we're gonna stir. Eli, do you want to stir? You can stir. Yeah, you stir.
Gentle. Careful, darling. Good job, love. Finish. Yeah, finish. Okay. Finish. Yeah, you wait for Daddy now. You wait for Daddy now.
One thing I'd like to add too is that being a parent, we create tons of dishes, and like a lot of recipes will tell you to like cook everything in your pan and then transfer all this to a pot. I just recommend using a nice thick pot and use your pot. Just use your pot so then you're only using one dish. Because then you don't have to transfer it and all the flavors stay in your pot. So
Yeah.
that's one thing I'd like to, one thing I do, which I think is a great idea. So we're just gonna cook these till they're translucent, and then we'll add garlic. Once these are cooked, we'll add garlic, and then we will add our beef back, and then we'll start making our sauce. We just added garlic now because our onions and our yellow peppers are all cooked, tender. I'm just gonna stir the garlic in. Oh, you can smell it. Pretty well, you stir your garlic in, cook it until it's fragrant, is what they say. Smells good. And then after this cooks, after the garlic kind of cooks a little bit, then you can, yeah, leave that alone, bud. Yeah, Daddy will do that, okay, Daddy. Let Daddy do that, that's a Daddy thing. Yeah. And then one thing I'd like to show over here, I know that brands might not be allowed, but so this is what I use. I use this crushed basil and this Mere Glen. Amazing brand. Amazing brand. And then one for the tomato sauce, I love Hunt's. Hunt's is a very good top quality brand. And I grabbed like the tall sauce and a big crushed tomatoes. And then I grabbed the Unico tomato paste. Super yummy. And that's what we use. It's a small paste large sauce and a large crushed. And that makes my sauce, and that's what will be added to this after.
Dad, Daddy.
Yes, love?
Daddy.
Oh, wow. Okay, so now that's cooked. So now we're going to add our beef. Eli, do you want to add this? You want to pour this in? Come over here, hurry up. Okay, dump it in with Daddy.
Daddy.
Hold it, dump. Whoa! Yeah, then we stir it. Don't touch it.
Dad.
Yeah.
Daddy. Dad.
Yeah.
Deep on the nose.
Okay, so now that we've added our beef, you can let it cook on a bit lower. I turned it down to like 4. I was frying everything at about 6, just so you know. And then now I'm turning it down to about 4, and I'm just gonna let it cook. Develop a little flavor with the onions, garlic, green pepper, or red pepper, yellow pepper. So we're going to dump in our crushed tomatoes. And okay, so let's dump it in, bud. Hold this. Dump it in. Yeah. Good job, Eli. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, 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 shake your booty.
Yeah, crushed tomato.
Okay, Eli, we're gonna add tomato sauce. Help Dad dump it. Yeah. Whoa! Big sauce.
Mommy.
Yes. Yes, a big one.
And then we're gonna add tomato paste. So Daddy needs to get a little spoon. Just a little spoon. See how small it is, Eli? It's a little spoon. Yeah, can you say little spoon?
No. Daddy.
You're helping Daddy?
Yeah.
Do you like cooking? Eli, are you gonna cook when you get older?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you gonna make your girlfriend lots of food?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, good boy.
Get your cheese, love. Finish your cheese.
Mom,
Eli, just so you know, when you say that you're going to make your girlfriend lots of food, we have this on tape, and when it's your wedding, we're going to play this video, and you're going to be like, hopefully you can live up to that. So we stir this in really good. See our sauce developing before your eyes.
Mom.
This is hot. We're gonna get away.
So then we got to add some seasonings now.
There you go.
So one thing we add is we add Italian seasoning. And then I'm gonna add, gotta find it. Gotta find our oregano.
It's there.
There's our oregano. Italian seasoning, oregano. There's gonna be a few more. And then we need some garlic powder, it asks. Okay. Just gonna get everything together.
So we have Italian, we have oregano, we have garlic powder.
And we also have, so red wine vinegar and the Bertolli red wine vinegar is the best. Like, I highly recommend buying it. It's a little more expensive, but it's worth it. Okay, so and then once you add your red wine vinegar, it's gonna make it really tart. So you gotta add sugar. So I'm gonna get some white sugar that we had to hide from my young son because he likes to eat it all the time. Where did we hide it?
Right there.
Look at our son. He ate all of our sugar.
Just
Eli,
brown sugar.
where did the sugar go?
Nom, nom, nom,
It
nom.
went in your mouth? What? No way!
He brought all that to his bedroom. And on his bed, he was eating all the sugar. I caught him there. I was like, why Eli is so quiet? Oh my God.
Oregano. 1 tablespoon of Italian seasoning. Italian seasoning obviously hits all measures of flavor. And I always add a little bit of, it says add a little bit of garlic powder. I add a little bit, not much, but good. Okay, so let's stir this up. I make a big batch, like this is a way bigger batch than like I need to do 1 lasagna. This will do like 2, if not like 2.5 lasagnas. So I cook like a little over, probably 1.5 pounds of ground beef. One thing I like is like just the sauce alone the kids love, so they will eat it. Okay, so now there's certain measurements I need exact. So a tablespoon of red. So we go I do a tablespoon of that, and these are ones where I actually measure because I don't like getting the acidity off. Tablespoon and 1/4 cup. So I have a third.
Dad, Daddy, Dad,
I'm
Dad,
gonna go a little less than a third
Dad, 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 Dad,
to make it a 1/4 cup. So 1/4 cup of brown sugar. And then we're gonna do a tablespoon of this. This is red wine vinegar. Red wine vinegar. I prefer the red wine vinegar. It tastes better with like this kind of sauce.
Whoa.
You can use white wine, but I find it's not the same. Doesn't add that. Okay, so we'll stir this up. And then like so, sugar is supposed to be added by taste. Like so, what it is like. It depends on how acidic your tomatoes are. Like it'll make it like if the tomatoes you added like are really acidic, then you might need a little bit more sugar to balance it. So I like to get it all stirred up good, and then you give it a taste. I prefer a little bit of a sweet kind of sauce, just because it tastes a little better. So let's taste. We're gonna taste. Perfect. So smells absolutely amazing. So I use about a 1/4 cup, a nice good ball. That's what I'd say. Chop it up nice, fine. An angle at it. Yeah, is that yummy?
Yeah.
Okay, and we add all that. So add about a 1/4 cup of fresh. Just because fresh can go further than dry.
No, red.
This is by far the best lasagna recipe, like for the sauce, that I've ever made or ever found. So highly recommend it. Awesome. And then what I do is I'll just let this cook for like 30 minutes kind of thing. Just let it simmer. It will create flavor, or develop flavor, I mean. So we've just completed cooking the sauce. So I've simmered it for like an hour. I prefer about an hour. It says you can go 45 minutes, but an hour develops lots of flavor. So now what I'm going to do is now we're going to layer our lasagna, and this is obviously another important step. So let's start. So I cooked enough sauce to do 2 lasagnas, I'm hoping. So we're gonna find out. I'm gonna start with this. So you do a thin layer of sauce at the bottom of your pan. So let's do that. So you just put a thin layer on, and then what we do is we get our lasagna noodles. Okay, so
we're using the Italiano cheese, and
then you put a layer of noodles. So just gonna do that. Layer of noodles. 3. And then I like to have noodles everywhere. So what I'm going to do is, see, we have this gap here. So I'm going to fill that gap. So this one. Fill that gap. And then this guy. So if you look here, see what I do is I break up my noodles, and I'd like to fill all the space. So
putting
adding
cheese
our
and spinach.
Yeah. And yes, one thing I like to add in my recipe is spinach. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a layer of cheese. And then so I just got this Italiano cheese. And the one thing that's nice is it has a mixture of like 3 different cheeses, which makes it easy. I don't go too heavy on the cheese, just because then it gets really oily. So I'm gonna add a bit of spinach, a little layer of spinach. It's so nice to have spinach in your lasagna. So this adds a bit of a moisture content, so this will make your lasagna a little bit runnier, but it's just so good. So I'm just doing a layer of spinach on my one. I always just do the spinach on 1 layer. I won't, like, once I build my 2nd layer and stuff, I won't put spinach on. So then you just have spinach kind of in the middle.
Yep, agree.
So organic spinach from this grocery store. Looks so good. It's all pre-washed, or not pre-washed, but I washed it again because I just don't trust how they wash it. So this is ricotta cheese. Now this is the key to making a really nice lasagna, because I prefer this way over cottage cheeses. They're just not so watery. You can get dry cottage cheese, but the ricotta, I don't know, it's my favorite. So I take about a spoonful and put a dollop every once in a while. I have bought the light. This isn't light stuff. You can buy the light stuff if you want a little bit of a lighter meal, but I bought the regular stuff. So I'm hoping this will do this layer too. So now one more. Bam. And then, so I do add, just gonna add a sprinkle of Parmesan cheese. Just a little bit. This does have Parmesan in it, so I'm not gonna add too much, but. Okay, so our next layer. So that's your first layer. So you go cheese, spinach, ricotta, and then layer. So when I set it in here, I like to just push it down a little bit. Not too much, just a little. Okay, so this is perfect. So here's this one. So if I don't push it down, then the height of your ricotta cheese is going to bring it up higher, and then you're not going to get the layers in this lasagna that you really need. Okay, so about there. Measure right. See that? Okay, so now we're gonna go in back in with our sauce. Because for your top layer, all you do is you just cheese it. So now I'm just going to cheese this one, and then this one I'm going to go cheese, ricotta, another layer, put the film on, and cheese it. And I like the cheese fairly decent on the top. Perfect. Okay, so that's layered. Tiny bit of Parmesan just to make sure there's enough. One more layer. Squish that down. Squish that down. Okay. And just so you know, I use oven-ready lasagna noodles because they are way easier. You just put the lasagna noodles in like this, and they're ready. Otherwise, you can cook your noodles, pre-cook your noodles, and have them ready. But I find it's not worth it, to be honest, for what it is. So I have a bunch of broken ones here, so I'm going to use that to fill my holes in the middle here. And that would be our son having a fake owie. You take tin foil and you build a tent. Like you fold it, I'll show you how. And you build a tent and tent your lasagna. Just lets it cook better. There's our cheese. So I put these here. I've preheated to 375 degrees Celsius. So now I'm building my tent. What we'll do is I'll fold this in half. Come on. Fold that in half. Crease it, and then what I do is I put a fold in it. Just so then it. So I crease it and I put one little fold in it, and then what that does is it makes it so it wants to stay like a tent. And you tent your lasagna. And that all that does is the whole point of this is just to keep it off of your cheese, so your cheese doesn't stick to your tin foil. There, see how it just kind of sits there? That's good. It doesn't need to seal, it just kind of needs to hold that a little bit of the heat in. 375 and I go like 50 minutes, and then for the last 10 minutes I take the cover off. So I'm just gonna fold this one. And if it turns out to being better than your mother's recipe, just don't tell me. Perfect. So just lightly tinted. It doesn't have to be like sealed. Okay. So now these go in. So you just gotta make sure that your lasagna is both center, not on top, like not one above and below, because that'll prevent cooking evenly. So just like that. Done. Perfect. 375. I'm gonna set the timer for 1 hour. Actually, I'm gonna set it for 50 minutes. Then after 50 minutes, I'm gonna pull the tinfoil off, cook another 10, and check it.
Sounds good.
Thank you guys, and hopefully your recipe goes well, and hopefully everything goes good. And hopefully you can make lasagna like your mother does.
Thank you.
So we're back, and this is our finished product here. I ended up pulling out this one after I cooked this one for 1 hour, and this one I went an extra 15 minutes. So just because it's really thick. So, and then at 50 minutes, after 50 minutes, we pulled the lid off, the tin foil off, so it could crisp up the top, so get a nice crispy top. Just succulent.
Looking great, Daddy.
Turned out amazing. Can't wait to eat this.
Smells so good.
Oh, let's just look. Oh, yummy.
Awesome, love. Like a happy dance.
The happy dance.
Okay. Okay, guys. Yep. Hopefully you guys can make this and it'll turn out good.
And we will post the ingredients in the recipe.
Yes.
So don't forget to like and subscribe.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye for now.